Welcome to the coolest stuff on the planet.
Hey guys, my name is Matt, and this is my co-host Rachel.
Hello.
This is the coolest stuff on the planet. Today we're headed to Guatemala to check out another Mayan site.
Today we're actually going to explore more of the Mayan Empire, which stretched over a lot of countries in its time, through Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, El Salvador, and Belize.
And Tikal is found in northern Guatemala, so it's deep in the tropical jungle, and it's the most famous tourist attraction in Guatemala. Actually, it's a revered site, and it's often shrouded in a mist, which is pretty cool.
Which adds to the mystery of it. Ooh, mist.
Tikal means city of echoes in the Mayan language.
That's cool.
And did we decide why it's actually called that?
I think it has something to do with the fact that supposedly the voices of the ancient Mayas are supposed to echo through the site. Tikal is actually one of the largest Mayan cities ever found, and at the time, it was one of the most powerful city-states in the Americas. To give you an idea of population-wise, estimates kind of range in terms of how many there were, but I've seen numbers from about 50,000 to 200,000. So it was big. It was well populated, yeah.
It may have been settled around 600 BC. But the buildings that we actually are looking at right now and we see today, they're built in the classic period, or what is called the classic period of Mayan history, from about 250 AD to 900 AD.
So Tikal was, it's obviously a ceremonial center, but it was also an urban center. And it was mysteriously abandoned in the early 10th century. And then the jungle just swallowed it up.
Gosh.
And then it was rediscovered in 1848.
In fact, only about 15% of the site has been excavated. There's still a ton of mysterious complexes down there that haven't been uncovered. Of the ones that have been discovered, the most famous are the Great Plaza, which is kind of like the downtown of this area of Tikal. The Central Acropolis, it's actually this huge 5-story palace. The North Acropolis, the South Acropolis, and 6 very tall pyramid temples. Overall, there's more than 3,000 structures that have been mapped out by archaeologists.
So it's a huge site. Those 6 pyramids that Matt was mentioning are step pyramids, kind of like ziggurats. And so those are the most prominent ones, and they're numbered from 1 to 6. Temple 1 is actually the temple that you see when you think of Tikal.
Yeah.
It's the iconic image of Tikal, and it's 145 feet tall.
Exactly, and then Temple 4 at 212 feet is the tallest Maya structure ever built. And you can climb it if you like. There's wooden staircases that are up along the side of it. And
that look really, really scary to climb.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. It's rather steep. You can also climb Temple 5 if you're so inclined. Get it?
Funny joke, Matt.
No problem.
Speaking of Temple 5 is about 187 feet tall. Temple 2 is 125 feet tall. So this city of Tikal is fairly vertical, I would say.
Tikal is also famous for its stele. Is that right, Tyler?
It's called stele.
Stele, okay. These are ancient stone slabs that mark the history of the rulers of the Mayan site. More than 40 have been found in Tikal, and the last one was actually erected in 869 AD.
Another thing about Tikal is that because it is in the jungle, you have to walk a lot. So there are lots of trails, and you kind of hike from temple to temple. And as we said, it's in the jungle, so you're going to see lots of wild animals, from howler monkeys, spider monkeys, toucans, and even jaguars.
For a different perspective on Tikal, you can take a canopy tour of the site on zip lines. Did you know that?
I think it's a cool idea, yeah. I would do that. Aside from going on a zip line, I would also check out the history, because Tikal is all about Mayan history, Mayan art, Mayan architecture. And if you've ever done any reading about the Mayan culture, which I have extensively recently, as have you, it's fascinating. You get hooked on it. For example, Matt, did you know being cross-eyed in the Mayan world was a mark of beauty and distinction?
What they used to do is take a ball, just a tiny ball, stick it right in between the eyes on the forehead of a baby, and train them to look cross-eyed at the ball.
And then there's the forehead thing, isn't there?
They would take boards and attach it with force to a baby's head, so that as it's growing, as the skull is forming, it looks like, to me, a cone head, and I guess it's meant to...
It's sort of supposed to be like an ear of corn, I think.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn more about the Maya, or the Mayan calendar, or stele, or jungles, or monkeys, head to howstuffworks.com and check them out.
For more on this and thousands of other topics, visit howstuffworks.com and let us know what you think. Email travelpodcast@howstuffworks.com. Don't forget to check out our other podcasts, free on iTunes.